Hey everyone, it's Rainash30, and today I've gone through the Evolution of Catwoman to recap all she's done in the DC movie timeline. So without any delay, let's begin. Alright, so we start with Selina's first appearance in Batman the movie, where disguised as the Russian journalist Miss Kitka, she attempts to unmask Batman in front of the press. Though unsuccessful, she regroups with her supervillain team, the United Underworld, and forms a plan to rule the globe. Using her charming personality as Miss Kitka, she deceives Bruce into liking her, only to get him kidnapped so they can lure Batman to trap him. After Bruce escapes, she helps dehydrate the World Security Council until the dynamic duo later arrives and her identity is discovered when her mask falls off.
The United World building, dear comrades in crime. Our objective? The Security Council. Sitting like fat birds in a tree, just waiting to be snatched. And you bungled it again. Again, the dynamic duo escaped our trap.
Decades later, she returns to the big screen in Batman Returns, where Selina's a secretary for Max Schreck, until she discovers his plot to steal Gotham's electricity. Though Max pushes her out a window, she miraculously survives the fall, but goes on a psychotic rampage and designs her own Catwoman suit. After making her official appearance as Catwoman, she's inclined to work with the Penguin to get revenge on Schreck. However, things get complicated when she shows affection for both Bruce and Batman. While she almost dies 7 times in the film, living up to the legend of a cat with 9 lives, she later sacrifices herself to kill Schreck. As Bruce searches for her in the end, she briefly appears when the bat signal lights the sky.
Thanks, You make it so easy, don't you? Always waiting for some Batman to save you. I am Catwoman.
Now appearing in her standalone film Catwoman, we follow the life of Patience Phillips, a designer for a cosmetic company who, unlike Selina Kyle, isn't a thief with a black costume. Like Batman Returns, she discovers a conspiracy within the company and is killed to be silenced. Now, this is where the story differs, as an Egyptian cat revives her, which gives her cat-like abilities and the desire to become Catwoman. While she initially stops a robbery and takes the jewelry, using her new persona, she tracks down her killer, the wife of her former employer.
The other night you killed somebody. Why? Cat got your tongue.
No, they told me to flush the pipe, so I flushed the pipes.
What?
There's something wrong with Violene. She heard something she wasn't supposed to hear.
And her dear is covering it up.
Selina then makes her animated film debut in Batman Year One, where after watching Bruce hurt her close friend Holly, she engages him in heavy combat with almost identical moves. When a couple of months then pass and she sees Batman as an inspiration, she leaves her escort job and creates her own costume to begin her career in crime as Catwoman. Though after no success when stealing from Commissioner Loeb, she decides to put her eyes elsewhere and steal from Falcone. During her heist, she stops most of his men before Batman's intrusion and decides that with no jewels, she might as well leave her mark on Carmine. In Selina's final scene, she becomes furious again for now being labeled as Batman's assistant.
They're giving the credit to Batman?
But Selina, you don't want them to know it's you.
I hear Falcone's got a fortune in old stuff. Maybe I'll give the Roman a little scratch before I steal it. On the face. Won't think it's Batman if I give him a scratch.
Now continuing in the same universe in the short film DC Showcase Catwoman, Selina returns with a new outfit that we as fans are familiar with to track down a mysterious cargo shipment in Gotham. After finding a recognizable necklace around a cat, she investigates and begins causing significant trouble for the crime boss Rough Cut. While sustaining numerous injuries through her fights with him, she defeats him and finds his mysterious shipping container. Whilst opening it, she finds and frees trafficked girls, who amongst them is her friend Holly from the first film, and after returning Holly's necklace, Selina gives a heartfelt goodbye and provides her diamonds to leave Gotham.
Why do you never listen to me?
Sorry, Selina. I really was leaving town. I just needed some traveling money.
Next, appearing in the Dark Knight trilogy conclusion, The Dark Knight Rises, Selina poses as a maid to take Bruce's fingerprints to trade for a clean slate, but also steals Martha's pearls as an added bonus. While anticipating a double cross for her deal, she suits up in her Catwoman suit to search for the Drive, where Batman later saves her from Bane's army. After he asks for her help in her apartment, where she's seen taking care of a girl again, she betrays him to stop Bane's men and witnesses Batman being brutally injured. Though she gets arrested, she escapes when Gotham's under siege, and when Bruce returns, she helps him retake Gotham from Bane's army, gives him a kiss before he fakes his death, and creates a life with him in Florence.
You took my wallet!
Get out.
She took my...
I don't know what he's so upset about. There's only $60 in here. Probably the watch.
Now back in Year One's universe in Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 2, many years had passed and Selina is now the head of an escort service similar to her life before becoming Catwoman. After keeping up with recent news, she suddenly drops her drink when the Joker surprises her in her apartment, and frightened, she's kissed with the Joker's new mind control lipstick. When she's later rescued by Bruce and found tied up in a Wonder Woman costume, she warns him that the Joker is worse than ever. After she's kissed by Bruce for comfort, he fakes his death in a fight with Superman, so Selina confronts Clark for causing the death of a good man.
Bruce, he's worse than ever. He's using lipstick. Mind control.
The police are going to be here soon. Bring the wing in close.
Don't take the girl.
Don't worry.
Next appearing in a film based on the second LEGO Batman video game, Catwoman breaks out of Arkham Asylum when the Joker frees supervillains to provide a distraction for his escape. Knowing Batman and Robin will come to help control the chaos, she and the other supervillains outnumber them upon their arrival and use their respective vehicles to escape. Catwoman leaves using her motorcycle and drives through a maze to lose her tail. However, Robin closes in and causes her to crash, leading to her arrest along with the other supervillains.
Holy baloney! Totally scared Catwoman. Did you see that?
Robin.
Now, Robin, what were you saying? Something catty, I believe?
Returning to her 60s appearance but in animation in Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders, she once again teams up with the same supervillains to take over the world. Though she's usually on the sidelines admiring Batman in combat, to get him on their side, she scratches him with a substance called Batnip, which initially doesn't work. After being betrayed because of her affection for Batman, Batman becomes eviler than anticipated, so she agrees to help Robin cure him. While the antidote doesn't work, she fights an army of Batman until Batman returns to normal, is granted a kiss before she's taken to prison, steals artwork from her old team, and chooses to drop into a chimney instead of surrendering.
How do you turn a bat into a rat?
I call it Batnip. One scratch, and mass muscles will be mine to manipulate.
That's been tried before by better crooks than you.
Watch your tongue. No one challenges the Princess of Plunder.
Continuing in the sequel of the previous film, Batman vs. Two-Face, Catwoman has a brief date with Batman behind bars until her perfect kiss is interrupted by Robin. Wanting out of prison, she signals her cat outside to help switch places with the public defender to escape. She then receives an invitation for the unmasking of the dynamic duo, where each supervillain will bid for their identity. Upon her arrival, she initially bids $3 million and then $5 million, but when she's outbid, she frees Batman and Robin and helps face off against Gotham's most notorious criminals. After they're defeated, she lies to Batman about turning herself in and later makes the first bid at a bachelor auction to go on a date with Batman.
Silence! No one outbids the Princess of Plunder. Batman is mine to undo when I see fit and not before. No one will see under his hood besides me. 5 million.
Transformed into Lego again in the Lego Batman movie, Catwoman appears more of a side character who only shows up when other supervillains appear. She gets a very brief introduction when the Joker executes his plan, but she, among the other villains, fails to stop Batman, regroups at Joker's hideout, and is forced to surrender by the Joker. Later, after the Joker attacks Gotham with villains from the Phantom Zone, Catwoman and other Gotham supervillains escape Arkham, but team up with Batman to retake the city.
Scarecrow!
Pizza delivery?
Whoa! Bane? Hello? Two-Face! We need that door open, baby. Catwoman!
Meow meow, you're in! Meow meow.
I'm coming out of the way!
Next, with her appearance in Scooby-Doo and Batman the Brave and the Bold, Catwoman briefly shows up in one fight sequence, unlike her other appearances, and teams up with other supervillains to help the Riddler face Batman and his allies. Though she initially has the upper hand against the question, she inevitably gets stunned by Batman and Aquaman, along with the other supervillains, and is taken back to Arkham Asylum.
Did someone mention a dance? Meow. Poor thing. Must be hard to see in that mask. Let me scratch some eyes out for you.
Now, making her 19th century appearance in Batman Gotham by Gaslight, Selina, an actress, interrupts a council meeting to accuse the police of not catching a killer. After, she gets attacked by Jack the Ripper and uses her skills with the whip to defend herself, but is inevitably saved by Batman. Following her performance at the theater, Selina grows affectionate for Bruce and discovers his identity when she helps Batman hide from the police. As she later reveals she was a circus lion tamer and loved her cats deeply, Bruce is falsely arrested for being Jack, so Selina tells Jim Gordon he's Batman, only to discover that he is Jack the Ripper. Drawing a bat using blood, she lights up the sky to signal Batman just in time for her rescue before Jim kills her.
I grew up with those cats. Looked after them, loved them.
And now you look after all the strays in Skinner's End.
Someone has to. They don't have anyone else to protect them. Until now. Until the Batman.
She then appears in an anime art style in Batman Ninja, where she travels to feudal Japan when Gorilla Grodd's time machine goes off at Arkham Asylum. As she greets Batman in feudal clothing, who arrives 2 years later, she reveals that supervillains have taken over the states of Japan and surprises him with Alfred's appearance. Now in her feudal costume, she helps deal with the Joker, but allies herself with Grodd to be taken back to the future. In the final battle when the Joker attacks, she's rescued by Red Hood and joins the Bat family in defeating all the supervillains. Using the time machine, they return to the present, but still making a score wherever she goes. She sells the same antique vase that Grodd threw his banana on.
Where did you get that?
I lifted it from Harley Quinn during our fight. It's part of your fancy quake machine, isn't it?
And what do you want in return?
Take me back to the future.
It's a deal.
I thought we could do business.
Now debuting in the DC animated movie universe film, Batman Hush, Selina reconnects with Bruce after straying from illegal activities, but gets tangled back into it after a text message. Influenced by Poison Ivy to steal a ransom, she's chased by Batman but then rekindles her romance with him and helps him stop Ivy in Metropolis. As Batman reveals his identity, their relationship develops and they become partners in crime fighting until Hush kidnaps Catwoman to get his attention. While Selina is saved by Batman just in time, during their brawl with the Riddler, the factory explodes when Batman tries to save him. To ensure their survival, Selina cuts his line so they can escape, but she ends their relationship when Batman feels he didn't have to die.
You and your goddamn code. And you'll die because of it. You know this, right? Will that make it all better? I can't believe I let myself get caught up in this again. No, I changed. I would have changed more, a lot more. For you. For us.
Next appearing in parts 1 and 2 of Batman The Long Halloween, Catwoman watches and listens in on a meeting between Batman, Gordon, and Harvey with their plan to take down Carmine Falcone. When she's spotted, she's chased by Batman and has fun, I might add, though leads him to Falcone's money stash with a mysterious interest in his downfall. After showing her affection to Batman, she helps him fight a gang, surveys Falcone, and as Selina, has a Thanksgiving dinner at Wayne Manor. Then on New Year's Eve, after stealing an expensive necklace, she discontinues her relationship with Bruce because of their other identities, though as she connects with Falcone's son Alberto, she witnesses his death by the killer Holiday.
Why are you trying to hurt Falcone?
Well, why are you?
It's not personal, sweetheart. It's justice.
Justice can be personal, sweetie.
I don't know. Gordon says I'm supposed to work in the light.
Well, then light it up.
I owe you one.
Now in part 2, when Bruce is under Poison Ivy's influence to hand over his company to Falcone, Catwoman intervenes and helps him break free from her control. After she again helps him out, when he's exposed to Scarecrow's fear toxin, she surveys Falcone and saves Harvey's life but loses control when fighting his attacker. Then, she later saves Batman from Falcone, only to reveal the ultimate revelation of her obsession with him, that she is his daughter. After a brief kiss, she teams up with him when Harvey and other supervillains kidnap Falcone, but lets loose when Harvey kills him. Though she discovers her mother's name with Falcone's dying words, she leaves him and celebrates Halloween with Bruce and Alfred.
I don't even know my mother's name, but I think there's someone who can tell me.
Your father?
When the time comes, I'm not sure I'll have it in me to ask. Is there even such a thing as a normal family in this city?
Maybe not. For people like us.
Now appearing in a film that is loosely based on the Injustice video game, while on a job, Selina is advised by Superman to check on Bruce after the death of Nightwing. Finding him in the Batcave letting out his anger, Selina comforts him and promises to hold him together. After, she and other heroes join Batman's insurgency with the plan to take down Superman. As she unlocks the Fortress of Solitude so they can steal the Red Sun cannon, their plan goes sideways and they barely escape. With only a few heroes left, she and the others help Superman and Wonder Woman defeat Amazo, though as Superman later surrenders himself, she gets a kiss in the end when Batman gets a change of heart.
Quiet, eh? On the upside, no crime. Like you always wanted.
Superman has created a police state and allied himself with Ra's al Ghul. Not what I wanted.
Not what I wanted.
Returning to an anime art style in Catwoman Hunted, Selina infiltrates a party as classic Catwoman and changes outfits when she steals the Cat's Eye Emerald from Leviathan. After escaping in a car chase, Batwoman and Interpol recruit her to help take down Leviathan in exchange for a full pardon for her crimes. So, after she surveys a meeting and fights Cheshire, she and Batwoman distract Leviathan's bosses until Interpol arrives. Though she gets her pardon, Talia sends assassins, Grundy, and Cheetah after her. While they fail, Selina reveals that she wanted vengeance on them from the start for human trafficking girls, and as she always has a plan, she secretly steals the emerald to provide money for the girls and heads to London for another heist.
Oh, I love your pearls. Might just steal those away too. I don't believe we've been properly introduced. The name's Selina Kyle, but please, call me Catwoman.
Spoiler alert, this next part will include heavy spoilers for the Batman. Now making her final appearance in 2022's most anticipated film, Selina works as a waitress at the Iceberg Lounge, and after meeting the Batman, she heads home as he connects her friend Annika to his investigation. To get her out of Gotham, Selina suits up to steal Annika's passport back, until she has a brief fight when she encounters Batman again. They then team up when Annika's missing, where she reveals that like in Year 1, she has a thing for strays. When she later discovers that she was murdered by Carmine Falcone, she reveals to Batman that like the Long Halloween, he is her father. As she attempts to kill him, Batman stops her and the Riddler kills him instead. Later, when the Riddler's followers create chaos, Selina saves Batman and helps deal with them, but in the aftermath, she feels Gotham's unsavable and leaves for Upstate or Bloodhaven.
You're pretty good at that.
Catwoman meets Batman, who's looking for a serial killer in Gotham.
New friend of yours?
I'm not so sure.
They're both people who fight for what they believe in. They aren't afraid to die for what they believe in.
Now with the end of her evolution till she makes another appearance, comment down below which version of Catwoman was your favorite. And if you enjoyed the video, consider dropping a like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram for updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next evolution.